I remember last time, Saif, I met you and you said something about my chappals.
Like what? How
you
rude?
Said, no, you said nice
They were
things.
nice.
You said, ki, wow, where did you get these chappals from? And I actually thought ki maybe...
Did I actually say wow? Did I say wow? I must have. I say it all the time. I actually say wow all the time.
Radio City.
But now this is the first promotion. I think Shri Ganesh हो रहा है अभी promotion
जी.
से, तो मेरे सारे obvious questions आपको obvious नहीं लगेंगे. बाद वाले
That doesn't matter.
towards the end आपको.
Yeah, like it'll be like, I've heard this before. So you're lucky.
Yes, I'm lucky.
Good for you.
That's why I came early.
Sweet
फिर मैं ही
of you.
पहले आ जाती हूँ ताकि सारे obvious questions जो हैं मैं पूछ लूँ, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा.
Alright.
What do you think are the most obvious question इस फिल्म के बारे में जो आने वाले हैं?
क्या आप भूत में बिलीव करते हैं क्या? And then there were lots of भूतनी and भूत in the promotion में पढ़ रहा था कि I said oh कुछ ओरिजिनल कर, बट मुश्किल होता है ना ओरिजिनल करना. एक्चुअली मैं एक अंग्रेज़ी टॉक शो देख रहा था, उसमें मेरे फेवरेट अच्छे हॉलीवुड एक्टर्स थे, तो वो लोग बोल रहे थे कि वी हेट डूइंग प्रमोशंस. मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगा, यू नो, एज एन ऑडियंस. आई सेड व्हाई एम आई वाचिंग दिस गाय सेइंग I don't like doing promotions.
That's
So I
cool.
learned I should not say that.
That's so
ever.
cool.
Should say I love
But
doing promotions.
by the way, I have seen.
I love the audience.
But you seem like a guy who's जो मतलब eternal happiness का होता है ना कि बहुत खुश भी नहीं होना और बहुत sad भी नहीं होना. Are you that kind of person who's like chill in life? Because looking at you, मुझे नहीं लगता आपको कुछ भी ज़्यादा bother
No,
करता है.
I do get bothered. I'm a lot sometimes like, quite a lot like my mother actually, who's a little volatile. So I sometimes get quickly upset and then okay, very quickly also. But I think the thing is, as a man, you should be in control a little bit of your, you know,
Emotions.
Yeah, you shouldn't behave. I mean, it's a boyish thing to get a little worked up about things.
नहीं, और आपके ऊपर
But
आई
to be
थिंक
a little-
नवाब और आपको इतना डिग्निटी का एक वो बना दिया गया है, तो आई थिंक लाइक लूजिंग कंट्रोल आल्सो, लाइक वी कांट इवन थिंक दैट सैफ अली खान गुस्सा भी हो जाएंगे कभी.
Well, that's not my fault, but I am better. I am much better, and I wish my father had an amazing temperament,
Yeah.
like very calm. I wish I could be like that, but he was always like that. Like I'm like my mother. I said I get little.
But is Soha like your dad?
Yeah, Soha's a lot like my father. Yeah.
कमिंग टू भूत पुलिस, पहले तो आपने लॉकडाउन में शूट किया था मूवी.
जी, पहले लॉकडाउन में शूट नहीं किया था, मैं शुरू की थी, फिर लॉकडाउन हुआ, फिर रुक गई थी थोड़ी देर के लिए. फिर पैंडेमिक के टाइम पे हम लोग एक प्लेन चार्टर किया अक्षय पुरी ने, और हमें ले गए हिमाचल, और वहाँ हमने शूटिंग की. It was really nice, a beautiful place, really nice people. The family came with me. Kids were really happy because they could get out of the apartment and run around a little bit, you know, in nature.
Yeah.
Tamur still wants to go back to Himachal.
बोले भूत पुलिस पार्ट 2 में लेके
No, he's saying
जाऊंगा.
धर्मशाला ले जाओ, भूत पुलिस करो नहीं करो, लेकिन मुझे धर्मशाला वापस ले जाओ.
But about that house, I like heard that उसमें 1942 love story की
It's a
भी shooting
beautiful house. Asha ji's house. She helped us a lot with the shoot. She was a friend of my father's actually, so she really went out of her way for us. And yes, she said this window Anil Kapoor sat on and sang.
एक
एक लड़की को देखा तो ऐसे लगा. So beautiful house. And हमारे जाने के बाद कुछ 10-15 दिन बाद वहाँ बर्फ़ गिरना शुरू हुई, और it was all white and amazing.
Super.
A beautiful place. Amazing place actually.
स्विट्जरलैंड को मिस नहीं किया आपने.
नहीं, स्विट्जरलैंड को मिस नहीं किया. North east, the frontier of that area is amazing looking. You know.
या बचपन में आई हैव तो गॉन सो मेनी टाइम्स धर्मशाला
Not
में.
the northeast,
मेरी नानी वहीं की थी, तो वी यूज्ड टू गो अ लॉट. बट
Yeah.
आपने इतने सारे एंसेम्बल फिल्म किए हैं,
जी.
तो कभी ऐसा होता है कि मतलब एक बंदे का अगर टेम्परामेंट अलग हो तो डज इट बिकम डिफिकल्ट स्पेशली एट आउटडोर शूट?
Yeah, it's much easier if it's only about you and you shoot solo. But that's the same in life, na. I mean, people who just have a dog and they're not married or they don't have a relationship, it's easier. Dogs don't discuss with you back. Nahi, I don't want to watch this. Turn the channel. They don't say that. So it's like that. Like we have to, I think, change your mindset when you do a ensemble film. You respect.
It's like a joint family.
It's a bit like a joint family. You respect everyone else. Everyone's contributing.
Yeah.
Like I think, you know, having Arjun and Jacqueline and Yami on the film helped the budget also. So, you know, you get to make a bigger film. So
Yeah.
you respect that about the what they're bringing to the table.
ऐसा कोई senior actor का वो नहीं होता कि senior actor
No, but I never play senior actor.
Can't.
Even no, I don't think they let me half the time. But I like everyone to be comfortable on set. I play the character card, you know, just try and play the role properly and no hierarchy on set.
Seriously?
Yeah, or totally equality.
Super. Arjun, say another jock met and he said quite nice things about you.
Yeah.
He even said that, you know,
He
कि अगर कुछ सैफ कुछ छिछोरा भी कर दें तो भी वो हमेशा, because उनके पास नवाब का टाइटल है, he get away with anything. So do you agree?
But I'm not sure I like the word chichora. The way he slipped it in. Chichora?
I specifically asked. I said,
what?
Did he mention the word chichora? Because I'm going to say it. And did he say?
It's not my favorite word, and nobody's ever called me that before. But Arjun is he's almost a family friend. I actually think he's a really nice guy. He's very sweet and good fun to work with.
And he's got a nice sense of humor too.
Yeah, and you know, and most importantly, he's done such a fab part in the movie, and I'm kind of grateful for that, you know. I just feel it's really nice that because this movie is very close to me. I don't know why. It's just something that's.
Why?
I don't know, from when I read the script and Pavan and my relationship with the script and how it took a little while to get here, you know. It started off with different producers, different star casts, this, that, and the other. But somewhere, Pavan and I really kind of believed in each other. And that is the foundation of it. Yeah. And I'm happy Arjun's done so well in the movie, and yeah.
So Arjun said that, you know, because he has done so much tareef of all the actors, so he exactly said this.
मुझे डर इस बात का है कि बाकी तीन एक्टर अगर इंटरव्यू नहीं देंगे तो ऐसा लगेगा सिर्फ मैंने तीनों की तारीफ तो टेल देम द अमाउंट ऑफ प्रेज देम एटलीस्ट एक लाइन तो बोल ही देंगे मेरे बारे में और कुछ नहीं.
Well, I haven't heard what he said. I've only heard chichora. But yeah.
What do you want to say about working with Jacqueline and of course, yeah.
Jacqueline is someone who I personally think is very funny and charming, and she's like a buddy of mine.
Yeah.
And I've worked with her before. And I think she's great fun to work with, and I think she's done really well in this movie also. Something new in this movie. Comedy, not the easiest thing in the world.
But you do it like a pro. Does it come that naturally
I
to
am
you?
a pro. I mean, at least they pay me. Pro means getting paid, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
that's how I get paid.
But you like so polished and sophisticated in your life. But Heartland wali movies mein you do it like
I'm telling you,
Omkar
that's
ho,
great.
kuch ho.
Everything is a role. No? Even being polished is some kind of a. I mean, it's not a performance, but you not
Yeah.
playing a part. But it's like all accents are something you've picked up somewhere somehow for some reason, and you can pick up different ones.
Yeah.
Took some time for me to understand.
But you had a coach for this, right?
Yeah, we had a great team. There were writers and coaches and a lot of people, at least 3-4 people near the camera helping. Thoda aise karo, okay, why don't you try this in the shot? And so it was some great inputs which you don't see on other films, which was nice of the director to have. But Vikas, who's also does a lot of acting, helped with the pronunciations in a very cool way without being overbearing. It's really nice. I'm happy with the way the voice turned out.
But how cool are actors taking feedback?
You know, I don't know. I'm very cool. I love ideas. And accents like this and looks like this are what make acting fun, you know. When I started work, I don't think I could do it. And I used to look up to people like Mr. Bachchan for having fantastic UP accents. But it's nice to be able to do it. You know, it's good fun.
How many marks will you give yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I think after the dub, pretty much 8 or 8. But I've understood it, so I should be 10 on 10. But 8.
How many will you give Arjun?
Yeah, about the same, maybe one or two less. Because he said Chichora. I'll give him 3. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, nice. No, good accents. I'd say about 8 also. A lot of us think in English, you know.
Yeah.
So it gets a little you know the actors who think in Hindi. They just sound slightly, more than slightly better.
Whenever I'm looking at any of your interviews and I'm watching, you talk about the craft so well. कि मैं सीख रहा हूँ, मैं देख रहा हूँ, मैं किताबें पढ़ता हूँ इस पे. But you actually keep on working on it. Like ऐसा नहीं कि आप बड़े एक्टर बन गए तो आप बैठ गए.
No, luckily not. Luckily, I really do love it, this job, and I think it's like magic. You know, you can never be too good. And I really admire actors like Al Pacino, and I think you can बहुत कुछ and Deepak Dobriyal and Vijay Raz, and you know, so you can learn from these guys, and there's no end to how you can try and become someone else, you know, with your hair and your voice and the way you. That's the fun. So I mean, you get out of your house, and I think it's a privilege to have a creative job, you know. So you come home a little satisfied about those things, and then you can hopefully enjoy your family or, you know, friends and a bit of travel.
But do you love horror movies?
I don't love horror movies. I don't like getting too
They say
scared.
calories burn hoti hai. It's the only reason I watch horror movies.
Really?
They say that you burn a lot of calories because heart
You
rate
burn
बढ़ता है.
calories playing chess. Did you know that?
No.
Hundreds, sometimes 1,000. 1,000 calories. If you think very hard, you burn calories. It's a fact. Look it up. But
Your favorite horror movie?
you know, Omen and Exorcist when I was a kid were the killer ones. Then more recently, The Ring.
Yeah, The Ring.
There's a moment when that woman crawls out of the TV that you're like, it's the most amazing thing. There are a lot of scary things, but Pawan Kriplani, director, has seen, he's like a horror film master. I like what M.R. James called in his book a pleasurable shudder, which means like little spook, but not horror.
But इंडिया में कहीं ना कहीं हॉरर के नाम पे वो प्रोस्थेटिक्स और you know खून के फवारे और ऐसे सब हो
Not
जाता
gore,
है.
but that's gore, right?
That's
What we
gory,
call
right?
gory. I don't like gory. Evil Dead type thing.
So how did you like? मतलब इसमें भी when you know I saw some shots, so इसमें थोड़ा you are also becoming like a bhoot or something. तो
Arjun looks really different in this position. He looks different.
you look quite different in this.
So I know this. But okay, sorry. What?
Like prosthetics वगैरह कुछ
this
सोचा था
movie,
इसमें?
There is a little bit, but it's not like a horror movie. What I loved about this script, जो मुझे surprising और जो सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे attract किया इस बात ने कि वो एक काफ़ी deep कहानी भी है. It's like a, you know, the back story कि ये सब जो हो रहा है क्यों हो रहा है. If we get into that, it's quite an emotional story, and it's like about a lot of things. It's about father, son, it's about brothers, it's about belief and unbelief, and it's about you know, mother and daughter. It's a proper film, so it just looks like a
But how much
horror
will
comedy.
we be scared? Like जैसे कितना डरेंगे ये बताओ?
I think it's not that scary. It's not that scary. It might jump a little bit once in a while and be like, ooh, but it's not like, oh my god. It's not meant to scare you. It's meant to give you a good time.
Entertainment.
Yeah, just make you jump when you don't expect it once or twice, but mainly to make you laugh. And it's quite a big movie. That's why I was talking about the cast and how it's helped, because it's mounted like a big film. I mean, nobody wanted to really release it on the OTT platform. Some movies you're happy that it's gone on the OTT because you feel, you know, bach gaye. But on this one, I'm like, damn, yeah, this was supposed to be for
Theater movie.